Here we go. We are live. I'm going to come at you. I got my double hands up with 10 tips tonight. I'm going to be sharing 10 tips with you how to get more VIPs on your first to know VIP pre-order list for Black Friday. P.S. I don't know if you've all looked recently, but we're down to like 17 days until the big day. Super excited to dive into this. As you are hopping on, say what up, say hello. I'm going to be bringing you so much freaking fire tonight. I'm hyped, super duper hyped. So say hey if you're live so I know you're here. I know how it works with videos. If you catch this later, drop me a hashtag replays in the comments so that I can thank you for tuning in and plugging in. I'm going to bring it. I'm bringing the fire. I'm bringing the heat. So you better start dropping those fire emojis in the comments as we dive into all this, because I got my notes over here. I am ready to give you an F ton of value. I'm going to be delivering tonight these strategies. I'm going to give you guys strategies without the fluff, right? There's a lot of people out there that are giving like dangling things to do. I'm going to give you 10 things that you can actually do. So what do I encourage you to do right now? Get out a notebook or a notepad, or have like something that you can screenshot some tips on, because I have them over here on the side. I'm going to throw the tips on one at a time. I'm going to dive deep. If you stay until the end, I'm going to try to get my phone to screen share so that I can actually show you a couple of things in action, like Instagram stories and stuff like that. Excited to show you those things. What you can do now, though, if you have any friends or biz besties or anyone, feel free to invite them to watch this video. It's in the group, so you'll have to invite them in here so that you can tag them on it. Which, speaking of which, I was thinking about this before I started the video, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to do a little giveaway with you guys, because why not? So I've shared this in this group before. This is one of my favorite buys. I can't say enough about this thing, being a business owner online and constantly shooting content. This is my portable charger that I'm obsessed with. Makes an amazing Christmas gift for anyone in your life that's a cell phone person, teens, college students. I'm trying to get the charger to come out so I could show you. The reason I like this charger is because it plugs right into the wall. It doesn't need a separate plug. And then it has 1 cord, 2 cords, 3 cords. There's another one over here. And it has the USB if you are charging like another device with a USB. And it lights up and shows you how much battery power is left. So if you are, yeah, you can't see it. It's blue. When you're out, you never run out of charge because you can throw it in the wall. And it's literally the size of a cell phone. So I'm going to give one of these away. If you want to get entered, you got 2 ways to enter. One is you can take a screenshot at any time during this and tag me on Instagram or Facebook with one takeaway from what I share tonight. And the other way that you can get a second entry is to invite some friends into this group, or invite a friend and tag them in this video and say, check this out. This is great information. So I threw it on here. Here's the one giveaway, 1 entry for taking a screenshot. My other one, I don't see it on here, so it must have disappeared, but welcome to StreamYard. Okay, so we are going to dive in. What else did I want to share? That's it. That's it. We're getting into this. So I need to know, this is going to be a little interactive workshop, P.S. When does your Black Friday start? Drop it in the comments so that I can see over here. When is everybody's Black Friday? Oh my God, I see all your comments. I love this. Yes, these chargers are amazing. So when does Black Friday start for everybody? Drop it over here. Some of us now, holy crapoly. Oh my gosh. Some of these companies are dragging it out so long, which is not bad, but geez Louise, right? It gives more time to get deals in, I guess, but it's a lot of work for us where we're like plugging and plugging and plugging and plugging. All right, love it. November 13th. Okay, that was my first question. I'm collecting some data before we dive in. Second question, did y'all start a VIP list yet? How many of you have started a VIP list? And then feel free to comment. I'm curious how many are on your VIP list. How's everybody doing with VIP lists? Because that's what we're talking about tonight. I'm going to give you some strategies, some tips, and all the things. Love, love, love. All right. So as we're sharing, this is my last little plug that I'm throwing out there. If you have not seen me talking about my Black Friday playbook, by the way, this is freaking gold. the feedback I'm getting from it and the people that are using it and the strategies that are in here and the social. I mean, I'm trying to flip the pages so that you can see there's ChatGPT, there's Google Forms, there's creating a FOMO wall, there's ManyChat, there's just so much in here. It's insane. So if you want the deets on this or you guys still need it, you could drop the word playbook in the comments. I'll hook you up with the information. All right, what do we got? 30, 15, 64. Holy crap, 37. You guys are freaking amazing. I love it. All right. And my last thing, before we start, this is the last thing. If you're on here watching with me live and you hear a fire tip and you're like, wow, I'm definitely doing that, or I didn't know that, I want you to drop some fire emojis as I go. Okay? It's going to fire me up. It's going to make me feel good. Okay, here we go. Where are my notes? Got it. Now, this is the one thing I want you to think about as you head into Black Friday, right? Think about social media, you guys. People in general are distracted, right? They are busy and the algorithm sucks. If you second that, feel free to write it in the comments. But we are building these businesses on social media, which I've been in the business online for 7 years, you guys. 7 years ago, social media was not nearly as crowded as it is now. It is extremely crowded. It's competitive. There's a lot of things going on. Back then, it was like just Facebook and Instagram. Now it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. I don't even know. People are all over the place. So you got to put that mindset hat on, right? When you work your business, you have to think about what can I do to get in touch with these people faster? What can I do to make sure that these people are getting my messages? What can I do to build my VIP list to stand out, right? And the way that you're going to do that is, you've heard me say it, and if you haven't heard me say it, and this is the first time, you got to build this list. You have to get these people off of social media. Right now, tonight, I'm giving you VIP tips. This is Black Friday. I know some of you don't do this all the time. Can I please encourage you to start making it a business habit all year long? Yes, for Black Friday, you're talking about your products, you're pushing products. But what about the rest of the year? Like the rest of the year, you're just going to say, I'll just rely on social media. I'll post my content. Hopefully people will see it. No, start getting the people off. I promise you, it is something I wish I learned sooner. I wish that someone would have told me about building this list 7 years ago. I can't even imagine how big my list would be at this point in time. Okay, so with that being said, the 2 ways to build a list, right? The easiest 2 are going to be texting and Google Forms. And those of you that have either of those set up, drop it in the comments. Like, which one are you using? Which one do you prefer? Cindy's on here. I know that she started using Google Forms and her project broadcast. So freaking excited for her because she was nervous, right? So those are the 2 fastest to get going. Now, how do you get people on there? Before we dive into tip number 1, is typically you want to incentivize people with a giveaway. That is something else that I cover in the Black Friday playbook. But if you leverage people, hey, I would love to enter you into my giveaway, and you give them the form. Hey, I would love to enter you into my giveaway. Can you text this number? It's called an exchange of information. You give me your contact information, I'm entering you in for a giveaway, right? If I just messaged Cindy and I said, Cindy, can I have your first and last name to put you, or your first, last name and phone number to put you on my VIP list? Cindy would be like, yeah, I don't think I'm giving you my phone number. But if I tell her, Cindy, click this link, enter your information, and I will enter you to win a charger. I will enter you to win an Amazon gift card. Cindy will be like, oh, I get it. I'm entering in my information for an entry for this. Get it? Get what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with your people. You have to have a reason to get them on that list, a reason for them to give you their information. Okay? So here we go. Tip numero 1. I'm giving you guys 10. We're going to roll through these fast. If you've ever watched me train before, I'm taking out the fluff. We're just getting into it. Drop me questions you have in the comments, and I will try to answer them. So tip number 1 is a daily to-do list. I encourage you all, give yourself a daily to-do list. What you are going to do each day, things that you need to do. I like to do it on my cell phone, right in my notepad. I also have checklists over here, like I'll put it on a piece of paper. I'm not saying you're going to get it done every day. You might write 10 things down and finish 9 and carry 1 over to tomorrow. But I'm telling you, it will keep you focused. It'll give you a list of things that you need to do, a checklist of like, oh, I need to get my story up. I need to make sure that I have a post up. I need to follow up with 5 people. I need to 10 friend people. Basically, it's a DMO, a daily method of operation, but you got to give yourself a little to-do list. It'll keep you focused. It'll help you over the next freaking 17 days until Black Friday to see what you're doing rather than sitting down like, what do I do now? Right? To-do lists. I don't know if your brain works better in the morning or at night. Mine works. My brain is fire. When does your brain work best, you guys? My brain is fire first thing in the morning. I wake up and after I get going, like half hour, I'm like spitting stuff out. But 9 o'clock at night, I shut down. I can't work anymore. So if I had to do a to-do list, it's first thing in the morning. Like I'm like, I write it all out. Good, let's go. Let me see. What do you guys got over here? Morning. Yeah, my brain is I'm great in the morning. And here's my other question. Do you guys think best either in the shower, when you're driving, when you're cooking? My brain is fire in the shower. I bring my phone in the shower, you guys. Like I've voice clip people in the shower. They think I'm freaking crazy. I bring it in there. I don't use it really that much. I have it next to me, but sometimes I'll like write something down on it or voice clip or whatever. But yeah, that's another story. But I do bring my phone in the shower. It's just so nice. You're under the hot water. You just stand there, right? Okay. Anyhow, you guys get what I'm saying. Tip number 2. Tip numero dos. Stories. Stories. Do you guys post stories? I want to know. Drop it in the comments. Do you post them and how often do you post them? Here's the deal. Stories are prime real estate on the newsfeed. See them at the top? When people log into Facebook, it is right at the top. Prime real estate. Here's the problem though. You better write this down as a little note for yourself. Your first slide on there has to be something eye-catching. What does that mean? So, when you post a story, it lasts for 24 hours. When I post my story every day, I post it between 10 and 12. That's usually when I aim for. Between 10 a.m. and noon is when I post my first slide. So from 10 a.m. until 10 a.m. the next day, that story is there. Everything I post after it, me hanging out with my kids, me cooking dinner, me being a mom, me with Bob Barker, whatever I'm doing is all stacked. So that first slide, peels away when the next day comes around at 10, and then you'll have the next image and the next image and the next image. But when that first one goes up from 10 a.m. until 10 a.m. the next day and everything's stacked behind it, it's there because I usually stop posting at around 9 p.m. I'm done, right? That's the latest I usually post. So from 10 to 9. So when the 9 expires, from 9 until 10, this is my first image, whatever I choose to post first. So let me give you an example. I had a girlfriend. Oh, my foot's falling asleep. For the longest time, she would post her first image as a journal. It was just a journal. She was showing social media I'm journaling. It was actually a good share, but who the heck, prime real estate, first slide, wants to click on a journal? So I told her, Linz, instead of posting the journal first, why don't you post all that good shit that you're posting after it before the journal, then put the journal as accountability in the mix of everything else? She made that one little tweak and her followers increased by hundreds, because you have to post. I almost post almost every day. It's me. This is the most important part of story posting, strategizing that first image. I don't care what you guys post after that. You can post lunch. You can post working out. You can post you being corny. You can post boomerangs. You can post affirmations. But that one image is what's going to give you a chance that people are going to dive in and connect with you. If it's just the same monotonous stuff, I'm sorry to tell you, that's why nobody's watching your stories. And you don't have to be fun, you guys. I'm not telling you that you have to be freaking Britney Spears. She's crazy, by the way. I don't even know why I just picked her, but you have to just be doing something, right? People are nosy. They want to know, what are you up to? You're the movie. You're the TV show, the products, the Black Friday, all of that. Those are the commercials. Am I making sense? Do you guys get where I'm going with this? I see the comments. Hold on. Yay! Okay, fire. So you want to have that first image. And when I say plan out, right? Planning things out, if you can just think in your head, what am I going to do for that first image? Like I do goofy stuff, you guys. I'm like, that's something that people are like, what the hell is she doing? I'll do boomerangs where I'm dancing. I'll do like waving. Like waving, it gets people's attention on that first slide. Listen, my first slide sometimes will get hundreds of views, and then I watch the views go down as the other ones. But the people that are really hooked, the people that like my shit, the people that are engaged with me, they stay the whole time. They stay right through because they're like, I want to see what Carrie's up to. I want to see what the Boyles are doing, right? So those are my quick story tips. And I will show you guys, like I said, if you stay till the end and my phone doesn't give me any issues, I'll connect and give you some tips on creating live video stories, how to link it, and all the things. The other things I will say on stories that I wrote down, strong call to action, right? So if you do want people to do something, you guys, and I'm going to say this multiple times during this presentation, you have to be clear with what you want your followers to do. We're here building businesses. The people following us have no clue. They don't know what to do. So you got to be clear. If you want them to type the word VIP in the little box, you need to say that. Hey, if you want to be on my VIP list, see the little box right here? Type VIP. Like sometimes when we say swipe up, PM me, DM me, we get it. They don't, right? So we have to take them the easiest way from point A to point B. Exactly what you want them to do, the fastest way, right? So those are my calls to action. Batch creating, if you guys can batch create your stories, like I'll show you when I do the video part with you on a feel, you can create things ahead of time, y'all. Like you're probably watching my stories sometimes, my videos, and you're like, how the hell does she do all this? Sometimes I do it ahead of time. I just change my freaking outfit. So say you filmed 2 or 3 stories on a Saturday that you're like, all right, I'm going to post these on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. My hair looks good. My makeup's done. Just freaking change your shirt, you guys. Change your shirt. Create 3 different stories. Don't say the day of the week. Don't say the time of day. And just batch create them. Save them in your phone. And then you have them later to post. That's called evergreen. Evergreen. You don't say happy Saturday. You don't say happy Tuesday. You just get on there and start talking. You can use them over and over, right? Okay, I dove into stories because I'm obsessed with stories. P.S. If you don't watch my stories, you should. I give freaking tips and value in there all day long, every day. Okay, tip number 3. See this? R&R. R&R. Reels equal reach. If you want to get in front of new eyeballs, one of the fastest ways to do so is with short form video, Reels. So using Reels, creating Reels is going to get you in front of a newer audience faster than just posting on your feed on public and hoping that people see it. It's known. It's just the way to go. So when you are posting Reels, you want to look up, I personally, and I'll give you a tip, like I make them on Instagram or TikTok and then pull them over to Facebook. Facebook Reels, like making them there sucks. So what you want to do if you're over on like Instagram, you want to look up viral sounds, right? Use some of those trending sounds. You want to have calls to action, again, telling people what to do. You can actually put it really small on the side, like comment VIP, right? And then CapCut. Do you guys use CapCut? If you don't, I'm thinking I might make a tutorial on this soon, like a really short one. I love CapCut because I'll record a video, like a speaking reel, 5 minutes. I'll record it like 5 minutes. I'll talk, I'll get flustered, I'll mess up 5 times, but I just keep the camera going. I pull it into CapCut and it's so easy to edit, you guys. Like I could chunk out things. You can move it to like the millisecond. It's amazing. So if you want a tutorial on that, drop the word CapCut. It's CAPCUT. I'll put it on here so that you guys have it. If you want to go look at it. Did my banner go? Here it is. CapCut. I love CapCut. It's one of the best apps. I think I might have the paid version. It's not much, but it's definitely worth it. I use it all the time. Okay. That was tip number 3. Whew, I'm out of breath. Tip number 4, groups. You guys, has anybody on here? Well, first I want to know, do you guys run groups? How many of you are running Facebook groups? I have, right? I do. You guys are in one. You got to get people out. Are you guys noticing that the algorithm sucks right now? Like the algorithm in groups is just terrible. You're not getting notifications. You're not seeing anything. People aren't participating. It's sad, honestly. I mean, you guys, I have like what, over 1,000 people in here. Unless I do at everything, I bet you very small percentage is seeing my content. So let me see what you guys are throwing in the comments. So you have a group. Yeah, see, like how many people are in your guys' groups? I see multiple of you have a group. I'm curious how many people are in them because I've been tracking a couple groups that have over 50,000 people in them. And the posts get like maybe 10, 15, 20 comments. I'm like, how is this possible? Back in the day, posts were getting hundreds of comments. Now, not so much. All right, so here's your tip. You got to get these people out and onto a list. So how do you do that? How do you get them out and onto a list? So I shared this, I think last week, but I'm going to reshare it on here as one of my tips. You have to come up with a sexy way to get them on your text list, to get them on your Google form, to have another means of communication. If you guys don't want to pay for texting, I would say get the people that are active into a messenger chat, because if they're in the messenger chat, you have a higher likelihood of connecting with them. I would personally, if I were you, you could do that, a group VIP chat, Linda. Again, you might have people leave it because you might annoy them. I would say, personally, I would start funneling people out and getting them onto a Google form or a text list, because maybe you're not ready for texting now, y'all. Maybe you're not ready for the investment of sending messages now. But if you get to that point when you are ready, you're going to have a bunch of people to start with. So when they are on this text list from your group, you might think like, well, how is that going to help my group? So when they're on there, maybe once a week, you send out a message like I do with you guys sometimes, like here are some things you might have missed. Here's an upcoming event that we have. Here's a giveaway that's currently going on in the community. I didn't want you to miss it. If you are going to get them out, you need to make it about them. Don't just send them text messages that are like, hey, here's a deal, here's a sale, buy this. Make it about them. A tip, a hack, a tutorial, things you might have missed, like I already said. So you need to come up with a sexy way to get them on that list. I like to use the word sexy because the days of newsletters and updates are dead, you guys. People don't want to be on your text list for your updates. They don't want to be on your newsletter list to like hear about all your like promos and new products. They want something, what I started this presentation with, for free. So your sexy thing that you need to come up with is either like a meal plan, a checklist, how to save $100 on your grocery bill. Like think about what your community is, what the people are already in there for. What is something that you can offer that clientele for free? It could be, you guys, like a lot of you do skincare and stuff. It might be a way to like style your makeup. It might be a way to like layer the products on your face. I would give you my text number for that. I don't even know how to do that. I don't even know if I'm doing it right. I put on freaking bakuchiol, serum, under eye gel, cream. I don't know what I'm doing, but if you gave me like this cute little download and you were like, hey, you should do this, and then I've gone in my stories and I put my lotion on like that and people yell at me and tell me I should be pulling my skin up. So like, if you do something like that, it's like a sexy tutorial or like a checklist, something that you guys can create on Canva. You can make a little video. People will die for those things. Like something basic, right? You don't have to go crazy. Just get their information by giving them a free item. So valuable. All right, so that's groups. Next tip. And these are all ways for you guys to start communicating with people and getting them on your list and get these conversations going to build your freaking VIP list for Black Friday. Here we go. Post. You got to bump your old posts and leverage the algorithm. What does this mean? So you guys, when you're posting on Facebook, it's like a pinball machine, right? So how many of you played pinball when you were younger or still play pinball when you go out sometimes? You hit the ball. Every time people comment on your post, every time you comment back to their comment, every time they comment, a new comment, this comment, the ball's going back up the feed, the news feed. Then the post comes back down and more people comment, and then you comment again, and it does the same thing over and over. So what you can do to get more people on your VIP list for Black Friday is go to old posts that you have, right? So old posts on Facebook, look up your name, meaning I could look up Carrie Augustine. I used to post all the time about the belly blaster that me and Frank Boyle took. So I could look up Carrie Augustine, belly blaster, all the posts that come up. You go in the comments and you comment on the thread. You know what? Let's just show you real time. Do you guys want to freaking see this real time? I'll show you what I'm talking about because I like to see things. Let me share my screen. So present, share screen, go over to Facebook. Okay. So what you're going to do is go to the top, go to Carrie Augustine belly blaster. I used to talk about this all the time, right? So there you go. Old posts, see, 23 comments, 246 comments, 10 comments, 17. What you're going to do is, number one, you're going to come in here and you're going to go in the bottom. See, I did it before. I did it 51 weeks ago. So if you put a post like that, it's going to rebump the post into the feed. That's number one. And number two, you can go through the post, right? And look at people that loved it before, people that liked it before. You guys, this is like 36 people that you could comment, that you can create conversations with. This post, I mean, there's 246 comments. I could come here and there's another 12 people. If I saw Amy on there, I could send her a message. Hey, Amy, how's it going? Wanted to reach out. At one point in time, you were interested in that belly blaster on a spoon. There are some pretty insane deals coming up for Black Friday. Would love to add you to my VIP list. Would love to add you to my first to know list. Do you want to snag an entry for a $100 gift card? Right? You guys, if you did that with like 10, 20, 30 people a day, boom. Imagine how many people you could connect with. Now this post and any of these posts that I'm sharing, whenever you comment on them, it's going to bump them through the news feed, right? So you might get some new comments. You might get some new likes and loves. Those are hot leads because they're people that are literally commenting now, right? Like if you bump the post and all of a sudden some people start liking and loving it, I would be right up in their inbox. Hey, Sarah, what's up, girl? I just saw that you loved my post about blah, blah, blah. And then the same similar script. Get them off over onto your VIP list. All right. Other tip I want to give you. That was a Black Friday VIP searching your newsfeed tip. And search it for any products. So if you have belly blaster, if you have collagen, if you have weight loss, if you have skincare, you guys search for anything that you've posted before. Okay. Another tip, if you are posting on your feed on a daily basis, and I recommend that you do, right? Engagement posts, especially this time of year, you want to keep your feed hot. You want to keep your posts in front of people's eyeballs. What I recommend is when you're about to post for the day, I know a lot of people don't do this because there's no way that some people post really great posts and get zero engagement. So what you want to do is if you're about to post, I post every morning at 8 a.m. At 7:45, I go on my news feed and I comment on some old posts, things in my feed. I might comment on like 5 posts from other people's feeds. Then right around 8 a.m., I post. If I don't, and it depends, if I'm posting an engagement post, and an engagement post means that you want people to comment back and forth, right? Engage, you're engaging. This or that, fill in the blank. Totally curious, settle this debate. Those are engagement posts, right? If you post one of those, and you don't have to do them every day, I personally like to do an engagement post every other day or every 2 days because it's like push, pull, push, pull. When you are pulling, you are engaging. You want them to engage. You want them to talk to you. When you are pushing, you are sharing information. You are getting valuable. You are giving a tip. You are entertaining them, right? But then you can't always push, push, push. It would be like feeding a toddler. Here's the spoon, take the spoon. Sometimes you have to pull. That's the engagement post. If you post one of those, an engagement post, and within 5 to 10 minutes, and you warmed your algorithm, and within 5 to 10 minutes, no one comments. If you do white lights or colored lights for Christmas, and in 5 or 10 minutes you get no comments, pull the post down and try it again. please, you have my full permission. I do it all the time. If I put a post up that should be getting commented on and I'm getting no comments, I take it down, I rewarm the algorithm, and I try it again. Or I try it again later. I encourage you to do the same. If I'm posting a post about a tip or something with my business or like something that doesn't require comments, I'll leave that because I can't force people to comment on that. But if it's a good engagement post, like over or under for toilet paper, and you're getting no comments, there's something wrong. The newsfeed needs a reboot. All right. So in that situation, pull it and try it later. Now, piggybacking on that, before I move on to tip number 6, if you know that tonight, because this is what I do all the time, if I know that tonight I'm going to be dropping like VIP FOMO wall, if I know that I'm going to be dropping information about a new product, if I know that I'm going to be pitching people, I put a really good engagement post up that morning. This is where strategy comes in, you guys. I will pick a fire engagement post for that morning that I know is going to get like 100 or 200 comments. That way in the afternoon when I post that business post, and before I posted that, what did I do? I go and comment back to a bunch of those comments, get my newsfeed red effing hot, and then I drop the post. Same strategy though. If I want people to comment and I'm not getting any, I might pull it down, go and comment on a few more comments, and then put it back up. Now, the last tip I'll tell you with posts is, you guys, you need to be friending people on a daily basis. Like, some of you tell me that your engagement sucks, and I go on your news feeds and you guys have like 900 friends. You got to friend more people. You have a max of 5,000, you guys. Get it up. Start friending people. I shared this earlier. This is another tip. It's like off of where I'm going, but I'm going to give you tips on where you can find people. You can find people in groups that you're members of, that you're a member of. If you're into Harry Potter or traveling or bowling, go into a group and connect with people that you have common interests with. Friend a couple people. Go and comment on some posts in there. Don't try to sell all the time. If you're a bowler, go into a bowler group and share some tips about shoes that you bought. I don't know. That's one place you can find people. Another place you can find people is, what brands or famous people do you follow? So I follow Blender Sunglasses. I follow the Philadelphia Phillies. I follow Trent Sheldon, Ed Milet, Mel Robbins. Go to their pages on Facebook, see who's commenting, who's following them, and go and friend some of those people. They're your people, right? Like, if people follow Mel Robbins, they're my people. If people follow, oh my God, Gary Vee, they're my people, right? So you can go look at the comments, see how people talk, right? You don't want to follow anybody that's a negative Nelly or friend anyone that's a negative Nelly. But if you see someone that you're like, oh my God, they're funny, friend request, they accept you, have a genuine conversation. What's up, Carrie? I just saw that you're also a Gary Vee follower. Oh my God, girl, I saw your comment on his post. Like, that tip that he shared was fire. Like, da 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 da. I see that you're from Florida, right? You can go to their newsfeed, stalk them for a second. So good, fire, helpful. Do you comment on your feed posts? Good question. So when I'm rewarming my algorithm, I'm commenting on my feed first. I go and like say today, for example, let's look. So today I had like 18 comments on my post. So I'll go and I'll like comment back to some of those comments. I'll comment back to like 10 comments tomorrow morning. I might go and comment on a few other people's news feeds, like real quick, like 3 or 5 people. Then I make my post. So that whole process takes me, you guys, 10 minutes. I get my post up, I get my algorithm going, right? And then I do my stories and stuff. Okay, so that was tip number 5. We're going fast. Tip number 6, Messenger. Kind of just touched on this briefly. Let's touch on it some more. So Messenger, you want to make it about them. When you are connecting, it's not about you, it's about the person you're talking to. So when you are talking to people, what you can do is, this is another strategy for Messenger around Black Friday, especially those of you that have been in business for months, years. go to the top of Messenger, the very top in the search bar, type in words that you use. So for me, what's the word I just showed you on that post? Belly Blaster. I can look that up. I could look up the actual name of the product if I mentioned it in conversation. I could look up collagen. I could look up names of other products. Once you pull that up, ready? So search up a post. You'll see that you get this. It says see more for all messages. When I click see more, I'm going to see every chat that I've had that I mentioned that product in. So right there, you have troves of people that you can go re-engage and create conversations with. Like I'll open some of these up. I mean, this one, let's scroll and see this chick. I haven't talked to her since July. Go and create conversations, you guys. What about if you talk to 10, 12, 15, 20 people here a day? Same message I shared before. Hey, Carrie, what's up? Oh my gosh, have we really not talked since July? Like, how are you? How are things going? Start with that. Just especially if you haven't talked to someone in a while. Let them say their thing. Hey, listen, I know that the last time we talked, you had an interest in that Belly Blaster on a spoon. Black Friday's coming. There's some serious deals. I don't know if you have any goals you're working on, but I would love to add you to my VIP list to save you some money. I would love to add you to my VIP list to help you get the best deals of the year. If they say no, what can you do? You could totally pivot. Okay, do you know anyone that has any health goals that they're currently working on? Again, you're making the conversations about them, right? That's a tip for searching your chat. Another tip that you can do is, you guys, if you're sending people messages and they are having a conversation with you and they're not responding, again, make it about them. So if Cindy and I were talking, Cindy saw my message 2 days ago, didn't respond, but she was interested, I could message her back. Hey, Cindy, I know that sometimes I open messages and I forget to respond. So I just wanted to follow up with you real quick. I know you wanted an entry into my giveaway. Do you have a few minutes today to fill out the form that I shared with you? A lot of people will say, oh my God, I'm so happy that you messaged me. I totally opened this and forgot to respond, right? That's one strategy. Another strategy is you guys can send goofy GIFs. Do you know how to send GIFs? So when you're in a chat with someone, all you do is go to the bottom. Let's go to my Frank Boyle chat here. All you do is go to the bottom, hit the little face guy. There's the little face, right? Hit GIF. And when you're on there, you'll see all the GIFs. All you do is go to the search bar right there, and you could type in looking. Looking's a good one. See how you have the Ace Ventura, looking dude? And then you just put a goofy message with it. It makes them laugh. Where'd you go? Oh my God. Right? Evoke that emotion. So using GIFs are a lot of fun when you're in Messenger. Okay. Whew. Here we go. Yes. Renee, I was in Messenger for that. Yep. So that was all in Messenger. If you can search Messenger. That was the first part I shared. And the second part is if you're connecting with people, you can go to the little happy face guy in Messenger and then click on GIF. And then in this bar, you can type looking. You could type funny. You could type hello. And then once you have a GIF, you can just send it to someone. Yep. All right. Next tip. Tip number 7. We're moving right along. Is tell your story. You guys, I think a lot of people aren't telling their story enough. So I wanted to touch on this. What do I mean? I mean that most of you are here because you are selling, promoting, sharing some sort of product that you are passionate about for Black Friday. Do you agree? Do you agree that there's some product that you are sharing to make money, right? For Black Friday? Well, I want you and I encourage you to tell your story more. Preferably, I would love for you guys to get comfortable doing it on video. If you are not comfortable doing it on video, then do it in a post or do it in a series of pictures in your story with words. What do I mean by tell your story? Well, if you're here and you are promoting a product that you are passionate about, You are passionate about it probably because it changed your life. So, what I want you to do is remember why it changed your life. What is the pain that you were going through when you found it? Did you have low energy? Did you have weight loss or were you overweight? Did you have a muffin top? Did you have acne like I did? Did you have self confidence, self esteem? Like, what was the issue that you had? What did you find? You found a product. You found the product that you're passionate about. And now, how did it change your life? That you just have to put it into words and you don't have to go crazy. Get a picture of you a few years ago when you were on the struggle bus, if you don't want to do it on video. 5 years ago, I had terrible acne, right? I was still breaking out in my 30s. I had a friend reach out after I had tried pills, potions, powders, lasers, Accutane. I went out of the house caked in makeup. I had a friend reach out and tell me, like, girl, why don't you try taking collagen? Like, it's changed my skin a ton. Feeling like I had nothing to lose, I tried it out, right? 30 days later, I noticed that my face wasn't breaking out nearly as much. Fast forward 5 years, I don't filter my pictures anymore. I don't even wear any makeup. By the way, I hear that they're having some major deals on this on Black Friday. Like, if you want to check this out, if you want some of those same results, right? Tell your story. Just lay it out on a piece of paper where you were, what you found to help you, what your life is like now. Call to action, get on my VIP list. Call to action, if you want to check this out, I'd love to save you some money for Black Friday. Is that helpful? Now that, what I just did, is a phenomenal piece of content, you guys, that you can use over and over in stories, in reels, in TikToks. You can turn it into a Facebook post, right? Telling your story, people are going to connect. What I can say is a lot of us have no trouble when it comes to talking about products we don't get paid for. How many times can you tell people about your favorite Starbucks drink or your best find from Target? You can go into the hair salon and you could talk all day long about the things you don't get paid for, but it's like as soon as we're getting paid for something, we get all weird about it. How do I talk about it? I'm selling to people. No, you got to do the same passion, just helping. You want to help. You guys are here. I know that you want to help people. So good tip. All right. Number 8, blah, 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 blah. Here's some tips just to like keep your engagement up, right? A few things that I wrote down. So what I have here is a series. You can do a series, right? As a way to grow, like boost your growth, your followers, and for engagement. So like, what is a series? What do I mean by that? So a series would be, for example, if you were sharing your, like, you could do this on your newsfeed. I've seen people do it on their newsfeed. I've seen them do it on Reels and TikToks or even in stories. But you could have a series going where you're telling people, hey, for the next 5 days, I'm going to be sharing some of my 5 favorite skincare items or my 5 must-have Christmas gift ideas for kids under 10 or my 5 I don't know, Christmas dishes. Like if you were, selling, oh my gosh, what's that Tupperware company? Pampered Chef, for example. You might be sharing 5 different meals that people could be bringing to holiday gatherings, but you might be talking about like Pampered Chef items that you use to transport them. Takes a little creativity, but if you do something like this, it'll keep people coming back for more, right? They want to see what your next tip is. They want to see what your next gift idea is. They want to see what your next like share is going to be. I did this last year, and this idea, those of you that want to boost your groups up, I did this last year with my favorites and people loved it. Like I was sharing my favorites, gift ideas for the holidays. And like people were coming back because they want to see like what's the next gift that you're going to share. And you could capsulate it. Like those of you that are like, lifestyle people, right? That you share kitchen items, you share like skincare items, or you could turn it into that, right? Maybe you want to share some of your favorite like kitchen items or your favorite like at-home living items, like whatever, right? And then you pepper in the things that you're getting paid on. So that way it's like you're giving value, but you're peppering in the items that you make money off of, right? So a fun idea that you could do for reels. You could do it, like I said, in a group, which I think is my next one. Yeah, let's get into that. So live video. All right, I will say this, and you guys can totally comment and let me know. How do you guys feel about lives right now? Do you feel like they take too long? Do you feel like they're just not getting the engagement that they used to? Because me personally, I think that everybody's short form video world, people, I mean, I'm so happy that you guys are on here hanging out with me, but I think that the days of like people sitting and watching a half hour, 45-minute live are limited. So what I will say is, and write these tips down, if you're going to do a live, either on your feed or in a group, number one, you need to have many calls to action. That means you got to have, I actually wrote down a bunch of questions for tonight so that I would make sure I had you guys engaging with me, but you got to have questions. You have to, again, offer a giveaway typically this time of year, especially like if you want to get people to hang on there and watch your presentation. You have to, if you're going to do a giveaway, kind of what I did with you guys tonight, you have to give people entries for sharing, give people an entry for tagging people in the video, and you can give them entries for engaging. Those are 3 good ways that you can keep people active. And you can give away basic things, you guys. I've seen people give away Starbucks gift cards, Amazon gift cards, Target gift cards. You could always give away, you know, planners, like goofy things, depending on your vibe and your community. But definitely you want to have calls to action throughout. What does that mean? You know, write on a piece of paper, if you're going to get on here and do a 20-minute presentation about your products or about, you know, weight loss, what questions can you ask in there that maybe have to do with that presentation so that you can go and create a conversation afterwards. So weight loss, for example, if you were talking about that, you might say like, what's a bigger struggle for you during the holidays? Appetizers or desserts? You could say, you know, what's a bigger struggle, like sweets or savory items, like those types of things. If you think about it ahead of time, you can come up with those questions. They don't all have to do with the presentation, but they just lend themselves to a conversation later, right? So just a really quick tip. And when you do them in communities, again, keeping people engaged, incentivizing them to stay till the end, telling them if you're going to do a giveaway, maybe you announce one winner live, and I'm going to give extra entries for anyone that shares and tags on this video for the next 24 hours. That way you get that replay value, right? You have to think about the replay, especially if it's on a news feed or wherever, right? So yeah. Okay. And then my last tip here that I wrote down is follow up, you guys. You got to follow up. I basically wrote down that, again, this is kind of looping it to the beginning. People are super freaking busy this time of year. There's a lot going on. There are a lot of distractions. So if people aren't getting back to you, you need to make sure that, especially if you're using like Project Broadcast and you send out that text message, don't assume that people don't want on your VIP list or that they're not interested. They might have just opened the message at the wrong time and didn't get back to you. So lots of follow-ups. Give people calls to action, right, on those messages if you're doing them. Following up in your messenger if you're using that. Yeah. So I hope that you got so much value from this. I bundled a bunch of these tips up into a checklist. I've already prepared it for you on Project Broadcast. If you guys want to grab it, you can text the word checklist to 609-542-1009. My Project Broadcast will fire it over to you. I bundled that up. You are more than welcome to use it. Like I said, if you guys continue to tag, if you want to hang out with me for like 10 more minutes, I'll share my screen and do the Instagram. If some of you have to leave, I totally get it. But I will continue to do the giveaway for my favorite charger here. All you have to do is take a screenshot and tag me with one thing that you learned tonight. Add some friends to this group. I'll give you extra entries. I know some of you have the playbook. If you want to drop in the comments, like, you know, if it's helping you, feedback with that. I know that there are people here that are still like, do I need it? Do I not need it? I personally think that the value that's in here is not just Black Friday applicable. There's like things that you can use all year long in your business. Just saying. So yeah. All right. I appreciate you guys. Let me go ahead and I'm going to I'm going to share my screen and really quick give you some Instagram story tips, how to link your, so the book's $47 and it is $10 off though with the code BF2023. So I can put the link for you here in 1 second, just so that you guys have it. I didn't put it above this video, but if you go to it and you put in BF2023, you'll get 20 bucks off. Sorry, 10 bucks off. I lied. I'm reading my number on my screen here. Oops, sorry. My comment is trying to go. All right. There's the comment. And then my checklist number, I'll put that comment on in a minute. Checklist is 609-542-1009. And then the comment is in the comment. Cindy, I appreciate you. And then there's that, the workbook. Okay, so let me share my phone screen. I know some of you don't have your Instagram and your Facebook connected, or you're like feeling like, I don't know what to do on stories. So I'm going to give you a couple tips on here real time. I will say this. If you are like you don't have your stories yet and you're wondering like, why do I need Instagram over Facebook? So Instagram just has better features, you guys. It's more fluid. It like looks nicer. That's number one. Number two, Instagram, you can share links, meaning you could put a link in your stories. You could put the Google form link. You could put the click to text link. So it's fire. Number three, I forgot this until someone reminded me earlier today. When you film a story on Instagram, it could be 1 minute long. And when you push it to Facebook, it's still a minute. If you don't do it that way and you record on Facebook, it's only 15 seconds. So highly recommend what I'm about to show you. All right, let me go and get my story up. Window, boop, boop. Okay, so I have up my Instagram slide. I'm going to walk you guys through really quick the steps to link your story if you don't have it linked yet. And then I'll show you a few tips on actually creating a story. So how you link it is in the top right. You have that little hamburger, the 3 lines. Click that. Go to settings and privacy at the very top. Click that. Go to account center in the middle at the top. And then click that. I'll show you the click to text in 1 second. I see you guys commenting. Go to connected experiences. Click that. Then you're going to go to sharing across profiles. Click that. You're going to go and choose your Instagram, right? So I'm going to choose this one that's pushing to my personal page. And then you pick where you want it to share to. So this Instagram is pushing to my personal Facebook and it's sharing just my story. If I wanted it to, it would do my posts and my reels, but I don't. So that is how you easily link your story. Now, once it's linked, let me go back out. When you're on this dashboard, to make a story, you just put your finger on here and swipe. Sorry, you go to the home screen, put your finger on and swipe to the right. So I'm going to do that. Whoop. And my phone's being crazy already. There we go. Hi. Okay, so what you're going to do once you're here, right? I'm just going to kind of walk you guys through the dashboard. So on the left where that arrow is, right? So I'm using my mouse at the same time. See this arrow? If you click that, this is the whole Instagram dashboard. So you can create, you can boomerang, you can do a layout, you can do hands-free, dual, and close. So what I personally use the most is hands-free and boomerang when I'm on here. So what you're going to do if you're on hands-free, right? You have your phone. You can put it in your windowsill. I recommend natural lighting, ring light, looking good. When you click on the face on the bottom, if you hold it down for 3 seconds, it does a countdown. So you could put the phone on your windowsill and walk away. Then you're able to start talking. So if you know that you're going to put like a link up here, like, oh my gosh, the VIP list is out, blah, blah, blah. Like, all you got to do is click here to join me. And if you know you're going to put that link there after, you can point now. If you know that you're going to put something down here, like, here's the information, some of those things you can think about ahead of time, right? So when you're done or the time runs out, see the little circle filling? You have 1 minute. So when you stop, hi, you're going to click. You actually can edit the bottom. See on the bottom where you can move the little slider? Like if you messed it up, you can move that slider and you can cut off a piece. Hit done. I'm going to turn off the sound at the top so that you guys don't hear it replaying my voice. Now, what you can do from here. Number one, Carrie highly recommends using captions. Captions. Use them, please, because people are watching this a lot of times in bed next to their spouse or at their kid's football game and they can't listen to you. So how you do that is you go to the paper guy at the top, right there, Smile Paper Man. I don't even know what he's called. He's a sticker, I think, but he looks like a smiling paper. So if you click him, right, go to captions right here, click that, and then let it transcribe your captions. Yep, Cindy, you can record for 1 minute. So once you have the captions, see the little caption toolbar at the bottom? That's how you change the different fonts. So you could leave the font that's on there. I could go to typewriter. This is the one I do most of the time, or you could do this one. Once you pick the font you want, you can go to the top and change the color. So see the little color wheel? Click that. And now at the bottom, you could pick the color you want. So if I wanted pink, I can do pink. And then the last thing you can do is see the A with the square. If you click that, you can put a background. Click it again, and it's a dark background. Click it again, and it's no background. Click it again, it's white, dark. You got what I'm saying? So when you are happy with how your captions look, you click done, and you can move this. You can move it. You can make it smaller. You can put it up here. You can do whatever you want. Captions for me is as I'm recording the story right here, I get my captions on there. I let it transcribe. If you guys don't want to save the captions, you can save it first, which I'll show you at the end how to save. It's really easy. You just click the 3 lines or the 3 dots. You can save it with captions or without. If you want to be able to use this in like multiple places and you don't want the captions on and you want to add them later, then save it without and add them after. But no matter what, I recommend captions always. Now, once you have the captions, next step, little paper man at the top, click him again. You can add a link. Remember I said if you were adding a link, for example, click on the link right here. And then on this screen, I'm going to go to my Chrome and I'm just going to get my workbook link just as an example. And when you're on here to add the link, you just put your finger on there. It says paste. I click paste. You always want to customize the sticker for this. If not, it's going to look like a bunch of like, it's going to look like a website. Like it just looks weird. So hit customize sticker and I could put get your playbook. Then hit done. Now it's there. If you tap it, it'll change colors. Again, you can make it bigger, smaller. You can move it, right? You can also, if you want, oops, sorry, I'm moving my finger. If you want, you can go to the A at the top where the letter A is, and you could add text on here if you want. So excited for Black Friday. I don't know. I'm just typing random things, you guys, but just to show you. Once you have that, you have all the fonts in the middle right here. You could pick the font you want. You can, again, change the color. Again, you can change if you want a different background. And then on the left, this little toggle guy, the circle man, you can make this smaller. Like if you, oops, sorry. If you do that, you can make it smaller. If it was like this, hold on. See how it's like not on one line? If you make it smaller, watch, it'll all fit on one line. Cool, right? Oh my gosh. There we go. Oh my goodness, my finger. There we go. See it? So you can do all these things. You can add as much font as you want. Last thing, if you go to Paper Guy and you go to search at the top, you can always add things. Thank you, Cindy. If you hit search, you can search for anything you want. You could do arrows. I do a lot of arrows. And you can get like things that you want to point, for example. And you can just make it bigger by pulling it apart with your fingers, right? You can search up anything up there. Arrows, dancing, music, whatever, right? So that is basically how you make your story. Top right, if you click the 3 dots up here, you can click save, and you can save this. These stories do archive, I think by default, usually. So I'll show you where the archive is. So you don't have to always worry about saving them. You can always just go and see your old stories. So that's there. When you're ready to share, you click the arrow at the bottom, and then it tells you that it's going on your story and your Facebook story. If you ever wanted it to not go to Facebook, if you wanted to just skip it one time, you can click that. You can click right here where it says end Facebook, and you could say, don't share this time. And it'll just not share this. I don't know why you wouldn't want to share it to Facebook, but if you ever wanted to not share it, you could do that. Okay. So once you have that done and your story is good, you can go ahead and post it, right? So while I'm here, I'll just show you if you guys were doing a boomerang. Unfortunately, you can't do the 3-second delay, which sucks because sometimes I wish I had both my hands. But if you're doing a boomerang, you turn it on and you can just like, right? Boomerangs are fun for doing corny stuff. You can go to the top on boomerangs. I love turning music on. So if you click the music, you can search up music sounds, whatever you want, make fun stuff. That's fun. You can save the boomerangs if you want to use them like on Facebook or whatever, but they're fun for like the first slide. If you're like, what can I do that's eye-catching? You could be like, right? Like goofy stuff. Okay, so that's that. Layout is cool if you guys ever want to put like 4 things. Like when you're having people vote on things, you could do 4 or you could do 2. Like I've done this or that, and you could have like something at the top with something on the bottom. If you were doing like Christmas cookies or whatever, for example, I don't know, I'm just giving you ideas. You would just put one picture, right? So like it's going to take one picture, another picture. But if you were going to put actual pictures, you could just go to 2 things and then go to this picture guy at the bottom left, and you could put a picture on. So like say I wanted to go, I don't even have any good pictures on here right now, but say I was putting like that and I was putting my dinner, right? You could do that, hit the check mark, and then you could put your words and stuff, and you can ask people to vote. Same thing. Like you could say, hey, like which one, this or that, whatever. But that's how people do those cute picture slides. You can make them on Canva, but like this is cool in a pinch. You can like really quick put this together. Yep, Cindy, everything I'm showing you is shareable to Facebook. Like everything I'm creating right now, if it's tied to your Facebook, it will all push there. Last thing I'll show you, I shared this earlier on a training that I did. So back in the day, those of you that have been on Instagram for a hot minute, like the poll was really nice because it was like just one on the left and one on the right? And it was super sleek. They changed it now. The poll is this, and I hate it. And it just isn't super functional with Facebook. So what I personally do is I go to the Paper Guy and I do a question box. So like I'll put the question box here and I'll say like, which do you pick? Top or bottom? Because here's the reason. If you're pushing your story to Facebook, you guys, and you have a public story on Facebook, which I recommend turning that feature on, that just means that people that aren't friends with you can see your story. As long as you're comfortable doing that and you're using your stories to run a business, that's why I recommend it. Especially if you're doing like reels and all these things, you want people to see your stories. So if you have this question box and someone that you're not friends with on Facebook votes, you can actually see who voted. If you don't put the question box and you just like have them vote on a poll or whatever, for example, you can't see who voted. It sucks. So I like to use the question box. If you're trying to like get people, like you could tell them, type the word VIP in this box or type the word me, right? Different things. So that is Instagram in a nutshell. I don't think I was going to show you anything on here. Anything else on here? Oh, archive. So if you want to go to archive, if you go to the hamburger and then see where it says archive, if you go there, it'll show you all your old stories, you guys. So like say you come through here, you can search like just scrolling, or you can go to the calendar at the top where it says the number 7. And like you can literally go to like your old stories. Like if you think in your head, like, oh shit, I remember there was a promo, like whatever, and I want to go find like an old story, you can come here. And then all you do is, if you're on archive, if you want to post, for example, something from last week, all you do is like, ah, sorry, that scared me. I forgot there was music. Say you have like this one, right? And you wanted to reshare it. At the bottom, you just click share. And then once it's here, see how very vaguely you have to like pay attention. Right in the middle is the date. You have to like be aware and take that off so people don't see it. So look, if I move my finger, it's there. See it? It's at the top now. So once you move your finger and you grab it, the little trash can pops up at the bottom. Just put it in the trash. And then you can get this picture and you can make it bigger. You just pull it out and you can reshare it. So I wouldn't do this like all the time, like, because the clarity, like as you start to reshare these, the clarity of the picture, it goes down a little bit. It's not as crisp as the original picture, but it saves you space on your phone. And if you're in a pinch and you're just like sharing something current that's going on, it does the job, you guys. Like it's totally worth it. So yeah, that is how you do that. Anything else I can show you guys on Instagram? I don't think so. The highlights, these are really good. If you guys don't know how to put highlights up, super easy. It's, again, prime real estate. I will consider this the prime real estate of Instagram if people are scoping you out. So in order to add something there, when you're on your stories, all you do is, let me go to this one because I knew I wasn't talking. When you're on a story, see the bottom, it says highlight. If you click it, it'll ask you which highlight do you want it to go on. And then you can just pick where you want it to go and it'll add it right to your highlight reel, which is kind of cool because people will go through that, they'll see it, and it's right there. If you don't have highlights, and I wanted to put this one on, for example, if you just click new, so I clicked highlight and I can click new right here, it'll say, what do you want it to be? And I could name this like tips. Click add. It just added it to my highlight reel. See it right there, tips. And if you want to know how to make those cool covers that people do, if you hold down your finger on tips and you go to edit highlight, you can like change the cover. So see where it says change cover? You can go and like if this cover was me posting all about foods, for example, I'll put like my dinner. And I did that. Now like my dinner is at the front of that highlight. See that? And then you hit OK. And then there you have it. So you could do highlights as limited time highlights. Like maybe you're doing something for Black Friday. Maybe you want to have a highlight story with your story. Maybe you want to have a highlight story with your introduction. But they're really a great spot. And they get prime real estate on the feed. So definitely went way longer than I wanted to. But I feel like I dropped a lot of golden nuggets in here. If you guys have questions, you can drop them. I'm more than happy to answer them. If you don't have the workbook and you want to grab it, you guys still can. If you want to tag me to get entered, I'll pick a winner tomorrow evening for the charger. If you want to tag me on social, click to text. Okay, let me show that really quick because I did say I would do that. So click to text is basically, it's this site, and I can drop it in the chat in 1 second so that you guys have it. So this is how you create that link that people can text you right to your project broadcast. So if you have a keyword set up, that's step one. You go on your project broadcast and set up a keyword. The keyword is a trigger word that fires. It's one word. You could have VIP. You could have guide. You can have tips. You can have, I don't know, red carpet, like whatever your word is. Red carpet could be one word, right? So what you do, you go to this site and you put in your number, your project broadcast number, your texting number, and you would put your word that they're your keyword, and then you click copy to clipboard. Once it's copied, when you are on your Instagram, if you were doing a story, for example, so let me do, oh my goodness. If I was doing like a create story, right? Wanna join my VIP list for Black Friday? Oh my gosh. My goofy fingers. Do that. Let me just move this up. Next. There we go. You would say, click the link below, tap send, and I'll text you the details. Right? So you did that. Click the Paperman, go to link. We copied the link, so you're going to paste it, and you're going to put join my VIP list. So that, like, I mean, this story I would like probably not do like something this generic, right? I would typically be pointing, or I would have like a surprise face or whatever, but that's the click to text. So when you push this to Facebook or Instagram, when they click that, they're literally going to be texting you. It's brilliant. It saves people from doing the text the word VIP to this number, because I've noticed, you guys, that so many people don't have a pen and paper next to them to write your cell phone number down, and they're scrolling your stories and they're just like driving in their car or whatever. But if they had this, all they have to do is click it, press send, and boom, done. So game changer. I have many clients that are getting hundreds of people on their list using this, because what I just showed you is not only for stories. You can do click to text in the DMs. You can do click to text in milkshakes, link trees, like comment sections. I've seen people do it. You could do it in a group community on Facebook. Like anywhere that you're connecting with people, you could put the click to text. The only place you can't put this is, somebody asked me if you could put it on a reel. You can't put it on a reel. You can't put anything on a reel, really. It's just words, right? So you can't put it on reels, and you can't really use it on TikTok really, because people can't click it. They can't click in the DMs. So those are the only two places that it's not functional, but those two places, websites aren't functional either. So yeah. Woo! Cindy! I'm so excited that she was here tonight, because I know that you were like, had a million questions. So I hope you got a lot of clarity from this. I hope you all got a lot of clarity. And I really wasn't planning on deep diving this much, but I know a lot of people are feeling frazzled. And I want you to just tell you, this is what I'm going to leave you with. Everyone's frazzled right now, you guys. I'm frazzled too. We're all frazzled. It's a good thing, because in about 30 days, 35 days, we're all going to have nice paychecks because of our frazzledness. So we're just going to roll with the frazzle. We're going to do it. And you're going to go to bed each night proud of yourself for showing up each day the way that you did. I'm proud of you. I'm so grateful that you each hung out with me tonight. Again, if you have people that you want to show this video to, just bring them to this group, tag them in the video. I will leave it here. And that is all I got. It is time for bed. I can't even believe my brain's still functioning. So I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. And I hope I'll be back in this group before the end of the week. That's just how I roll. All right. Love you guys. Bye.